Hey everybody, Eric Eaton here. You know, we started this year with a series called Reset. And the whole point of this series was to reset the foundational understanding of God on biblical principles. Who is God and why does that matter to us? Who am I and what does that mean in light of who God is? And who are others in the light of understanding God and myself? These are three big questions we asked over the last several weeks in this series and trying to understand how to move closer to Christ. But what does that look like lived out? That's kind of a big question. If we're going to live life fully and completely in Christ, then what does that look like? Paul gives a kind of hint of this in Philippians 4, 6, and 7. And I'm going to read this to you out of the Message. He says, "Don't fret or worry. Instead of worrying, pray. Let petitions and prayers shape your worries into prayers, letting God know your concerns. Before you know it, a sense of God's wholeness, everything coming together for good, will come and settle you down. It's wonderful what happens when Christ displaces worry at the center of your life. Summing it up, friends, I'd say you'll do best by filling your minds and meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious, the best, not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise, not things to curse. Put into practice what you learned from me, what you heard and saw and realized. Do that, and God, who makes everything work together, will work you into His most excellent harmonies." Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty awesome. It sounds like a life worth living, but how do we get there? That's what we're going to look at this morning, on Sunday morning, as we tie all this together, of what does all this mean when we talk about who is God, who am I, and who are others. When we look at Romans 12:2, we're going back to that, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our minds. So what does it mean to renew our minds in Christ, to guard our minds from what the world is telling us, and to fill it with things that are good and true and noble? So come join us this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as we look at renewing our minds in Christ. You can also join us online at Facebook or at objoyfulchurch.org. But I hope you can join us and understand what it means to truly live a life in Christ. I hope you have a blessed weekend, and God bless.
I wish I knew.